Hello and welcome to the Two Guys Named Chris show. Great to have you listening here on a Wednesday. Chris Kelly, Chris Demm, Biggie. I just heard Wednesday. Now it's Thursday, isn't it? I'm sorry. It's Thursday.
You know,
I'm sorry.
It's one of those situations where Biggie and I have watched you just decline and decline.
Oh, yeah.
And no one wants to bring up the elephant in the room.
No, I actually showed genuine concern a few minutes before you got in here.
You did?
I'm worried about you.
Why?
Your voice, your mindset.
Yeah.
I think you're
in
fighting.
deep denial.
Yeah, I think you're sick and you're fighting it, and you won't admit it to any of us.
It's possible. That's what I do.
And including yourself when I say that.
Yeah, I never admit illness. I never do. You're probably right. You know, I'm doing things these days, and when I do anything physically active, I feel tired, more run down, and, of course, my voice is not good.
Mm-hmm. And the way you just were confident it was Wednesday is a real telltale sign.
I know, it's awful.
In fact, your first story appears to be about Wednesdays.
How do you know that?
Because you started with, I just read that Wednesday. And then you caught yourself and looked at us and you said, this is why I wish the cameras still work. Because your face as you caught yourself and looked at both of us like, it's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
Oh, I've done it again.
It's not even Wednesday. It's Thursday.
Just to show you the intimidation level you have over me, I thought about just going along with it.
That it's Wednesday.
Like, you know what? If I tell him it's Thursday, he's going to scream at me.
I know. I'd be so angry that someone told me that it's Thursday. You're right. You're exactly right. I wish I could get the last 90 seconds back, obviously. Of course. That was a terrible open.
It sounds like me losing my virginity.
I wish I could get those 90 seconds
I wish I could get the
back.
last 90 seconds back. It
course
was a terrible opening.
I didn't perform well. I did not perform well. If this is any indication on how this show's going to go, it's going to be very bad.
It's a disaster in the making.
Disaster waiting to happen. I knew you had been talking about me as soon as I walked in. Yesterday, I walked in. You all were talking about Below Deck, that show you watch that I don't.
Yeah.
And you having so much joy talking about it. And as soon as I walk in, it's like, he's here. He's here.
He's here.
Can't talk about it anymore. That's it. And today I walked in, and again, hushed tones. Now they're talking about it.
Actually, we were.
Yeah.
Of course, it's my illness.
I was expressing real concern.
Your 11th hour arrival.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the concern.
Yeah.
I'm on a hot tea regimen. All is well.
That's not medicine, you know.
I just had to. I was scrambling for a mug. I had to use my Betty White Golden Girls mug.
Oh, yeah.
Hold that up to the camera. That might improve your day.
I had to. I have the whole set of all four Golden Girls back in the office. It's really more decorative than anything else. But today
Sometimes.
I need to have a hot tea, and I didn't have one of those cups nearby. We have cups.
Did you randomly reach for Betty White, or did you select Betty White?
It was a random. When I was putting the hot water in, I thought, which girl did I get? And it was the late, great Betty White.
Is it the same image on both sides?
No, the other side says stay golden.
Oh,
okay.
I like that.
I know. A dear friend gave me these a few years ago. He said he saw them in a store that sells 80s crap. And
yeah, it has a very 80s vibe to it, the color scheme and everything.
He said, I couldn't help but think of you when I saw this 80s crap, and he gave me all four Golden Girls. And so they're decorative, but today I had to have them. I'm worried about my, I have an event on Saturday, my dry try that I do every 6 months or so. It's Saturday, and I'm concerned because I'm a little under the weather. I've started to finally admit that I'm not feeling that well.
Will you tell them at the place before? Or if you have a poor performance, will you say, I was sick after?
Debating. I try not to use excuses. That's one
They're for the week?
Yeah.
Excuses are for the week. Last night, I pickled for 2.5 hours. I got beaten so badly last night. I mean, by players of the same level as me, and I didn't win a game. I mean, they just beat me and beat me and beat me. Was it yesterday late in this show we were talking about how people who are not of level are asked to leave? I thought they were going to ask me to leave. That's how badly I played.
Your skill level isn't up to par.
Yeah.
And someone even said to me, you're a little off your game tonight. And I said,
Shut up.
Love and serve.
I said, I'm a little under the weather. And he moved away from me and said, that's it.
What I enjoy is that, as your health journey now that you've been on for a few years, the one thing they always tell you is listen to your body. And that is the one thing you never do.
Never.
Right now, your body is saying, I need rest. And you were like, how about 2.5 hours of pickleball?
That's right. Power through. I always feel like power through it, get by it. It's not really true.
No.
You really need rest, of course. I say to myself, oh, a little tickle in the throat. No big deal.
Must be the pollen.
Must be the pollen.
Yeah.
It's not. It's something more than that. Let's face facts.
Yeah.
All right. It's something more than that. Fine. I'll just say that. Here's why I opened with.
So Wednesday.
Right. Right.
Well, here it is, hump day, everybody. Have I got a tale for you?
I'm going to save that, too, because you're so confident.
Here's why I'm opening with that, okay? I just saw as I was making my hot tea, the meteorologist on TV say, well, here it is Friday Eve. Let's get the forecast for Friday Eve. And I noticed, of course, for years they've called Thursday Little Friday or Friday Eve, something like that. When I was vacationing last week at the beach, I was watching the local news one morning to get the forecast. And the guy on Wednesday called it Friday Eve.
I've heard
did
that.
Not.
Have you heard that before?
I've heard that before, and I hate that.
So stupid.
That is beyond the off the chart cutesiness.
Well,
has no place.
I mean, come on.
I feel like, too, with it, and this is all local news.
Mm-hmm.
By the time we get to Wednesday morning, they're like, weekend! We're still, in my opinion, 3 days from the weekend. But it's like, they get past Tuesday, and they're like, let's go ahead and start planning for the weekend. Oh, Friday Eve.
Do you think it's because we all hate our jobs and lives so much that we are so desperate for that 2 days off?
Yeah, I think it moves. For me, it's Thursday morning drive-in.
Good time.
By Thursday morning drive-in, I'm like, all right, I can see the weekend.
Right. You see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, it's like once I'm in the car on Thursday, I'm like, all right, I can power through this, and going to bed Thursday night, you're like, all right, let me just power through the next day, and then I get 2 days.
Right. Well, of course, you've heard hump day forever. I mean, that's what,
over the hump. I've never cared about any of that.
Hump day.
Yeah.
But then I heard on probably 10 years ago, somebody said either Friday Eve or Little Friday for Thursday, because they wanted, I got a little tease here for Friday to get you to the weekend. But when I heard him on Wednesday say it's Friday Eve, it's like, all right, come on. What
if you had been Elvis Presley, hopped up on pills, you should have shot your television.
Exactly.
I would have shot. I know it's a rental. I know it's a VRBO.
Yeah, it is a VRBO.
Shoot the TV.
He had
eat the deposit.
I even thought of Chris. I was like, man, he would hate.
Message the host. I owe you a TV and some drywall.
Exactly.
But I had a good reason for shooting that. This meteorologist on WECT just called it Friday Eve.
I hope that's not a weekly thing. Maybe the person just got lost in the days.
Maybe. I just did.
It does happen.
Obviously.
It can happen.
That's why I said it was Wednesday, because I had that little story in my mind about him saying for a week that it was Friday Eve. Today is Throwback Thursday on Put Up or Shut Up Rock and Roll Trivia. That's a term we coined, Throwback Thursday. I don't know if it's going to catch on. I don't know. It'll take off or what. On Throwback Thursday, when we play Put Up or Shut Up Rock and Roll Trivia, we go back to a certain date on the calendar, the Billboard Hot 100 chart, top 10, and there's a question about all 10 songs. Biggie has called today's an unmitigated disaster.
Yeah. If you thought the open was rough.
It's a Demmer downer.
Absolutely.
You're going to wish it was Wednesday.
You want to go back.
Anywhere but here.
Go back to Friday Eve here. You don't want to be on a Throwback Thursday today. He's taken a look at these questions. He's looked at the year in question and
he's
said,
heard the music.
It's awful. He's heard the music. This is terrible. A Demmer downer coming your way in the 2 hours from now.
This, I know, is going to be hard to believe. Mm-hmm. After looking at this music, I don't want to give too much away. I think Chris Demm will do okay.
You do?
I do, because I feel like he actually knows some of these.
Oh, yeah?
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he will be okay.
Interesting.
It's going to depend on the player, though.
Yeah.
If we get a youngish player, they could put up seven or eight.
Some numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
And there goes another guitar out the door.
Oh, right.
From Blue Shark Vodka.
If you've missed this, we have a signed guitar from Jason Aldean, brought to you by Blue Shark Vodka. I forgot to mention it yesterday during the game. and it set off a chain reaction of texts and emails.
It's still reverberating, actually.
I'm down. I am down.
Yeah. You let the whole team down.
Well, you
frankly.
talk about letting the whole team down. I didn't mention the guitar yesterday, and the person who gave us the guitar, Mark the Shark from Blue Shark Vodka, said, "What gives? Where's my guitar mentioned? There it is. Signed."
You blew up the Lee Greenwood thing.
Completely. We had a Lee Greenwood.
You couldn't even promote that for more than 2 days.
No.
That's right, because
He
I
didn't
lost
even
it.
finish the first verse, and that was gone.
That's gone. That was gone. The Jason Aldean guitar remains. You could win it today if you beat Chris Demm. Put up or shut up. Throwback Thursday edition of the game. 2 sports notes. I wonder how Biggie would do on this. I was testing myself earlier. We had some NBA scores. Chris Demm said, "How good are the Rockets?" I guess they won last night over the Golden State. Even that series.
Yeah.
Up. And I said, I don't know. I think they're the higher seed than Golden State.
They are.
But we gauged how good the teams are on this. He said, "How many Rockets can you name?" 0. I'm no on Rockets.
The answer is 0.
0 Rocket. Can you name me a
I'm
Rocket?
confident in naming 2.
You're pretty big. You're a bigger NBA.
Yeah, but I don't know. I fully admit I don't know much about the Rockets.
Well, they're a very quiet upper
Yes.
seed in the West.
I know 2 for sure.
Okay.
I believe that's Jalen Green, who's like their best player.
I didn't know. I never heard that
And
name. I don't know that name.
I'll have to look that up. He was like the number 1 or 2 draft pick a few years ago.
Really?
Yeah, that's what the Rockets have done is slowly built.
Where did he come from?
I don't know. But I'm almost 100% there's Jalen Green.
Okay.
And then I know there's a guy named Dylan Brooks because he's the guy who everybody in the NBA hates. He was always trying to get in like LeBron's face.
I've heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah, and he signed with the Rockets in the offseason, so that's why I know he's there.
Is he the one they call villain?
I bet.
Was that the
bet.
nickname
yeah.
they gave him?
Well, he used to say to LeBron, like, "You're no good," and get in his face and stuff.
All right, yes, Jalen Green is a Rocket.
Now,
Let me see where he played college ball.
if he did it all.
If he did it all, yeah.
Maybe he was G League or Europe or something like that.
Yeah, he was the 2nd overall pick in 2021.
From?
Nope, you're right. He did the NBA G League Ignite. So he did that
there you go.
where you can skip school.
Now, I can name. Then Chris
And we
Demm-
started going around the league.
I can name 3 Warriors. Okay. Steph Curry.
That's your free space in bingo.
Yeah.
That's right. Draymond Green.
Your son's favorite player.
Yes. One of my least favorite players. His favorite player. Excuse me. I can name 2 Warriors. That's it. Let me take back the 3. I can name 2 Warriors.
Okay. Yeah, they traded that other guy who could shoot.
Yep, that guy, Klay Thompson. I always want to say Klay Thompson.
He's a Maverick now.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's like he's a Maverick bench player.
Okay. I can name 3 Lakers.
3 Lakers?
3 Lakers. LeBron James.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic. Is there an Austin Reeves?
Yes.
Is there something called an Austin Reeves?
Yes, there is.
Where'd you get that?
Oh,
he was almost traded and then went back.
Oh.
I heard.
no, that was a different guy.
Oh, wait a minute. I can name another one. Dalton Connect.
That's the guy.
He went to Tennessee. I knew that.
That's the guy. He was almost traded.
I can name 4 Lakers.
There you go.
That's pretty
yeah,
good.
very
That's
impressive.
pretty good.
Well, it's not shocking. 3 of them are white.
Are they?
Yeah, they are. Let's be honest.
Reeves is white.
Look, I don't care what any white person wants to say. We always, when we see a white NBA player that's good, we're like, get his jersey.
We know him.
Yeah.
We have a dear friend who will say to this day, like, the best 5 players in the NBA ever are Larry Bird, the great Laker GM who
Jerry West?
Jerry West. Love Jerry West. And then there were like 2 more guys.
McHale.
He loved McHale.
This is like the ultimate all-white team.
Kuzi, Havlicek,
I can name the
Bill
starting.
Walton.
It's unbelievable. I can name the starting 5 from the '86 Celtics. Today, I got 2 Celtics. Jason Tatum.
Superstar.
Yes.
Yeah. And the other guy who had a really good game last night.
Jaylen Brown.
That's it.
1.5.
So I can name 1.5 Celtics.
There's all Celtics. I can name a fair amount of them because they're
the champs.
Yeah, and Porzingis is one.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have a really good point guard named Derek White.
I can name 2 Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo, and the guy that got traded from Portland.
Damian Lillard.
Yes.
Same time.
Yeah.
It's 2 Bucks.
Trying to think who else is there.
It's $2.
There's a Brooks Lopez.
Nah, I don't know.
It's like a good big man.
I can name 2 Nuggets, maybe 3. I might be able to name 3 Nuggets.
Nugs?
Jokic,
White guy.
Mhm. Yeah.
Is there a Porter? Is there a Porter on that team?
Yeah, there's like a Michael Porter Jr.
Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
That's three. That's three Nuggets I can name.
I think I can add one. I know there's an Aaron Gordon.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
They're involved in it.
How about a net?
I'm out. I don't know any nets.
I don't even know if.
I don't know any nets.
How about a Heat?
Yes. Oh, wait a minute. I can name another Laker. The guy that just got I can name another Warrior. Jimmy Butler.
There you go.
Just got traded from who got traded from the.
Okay, so ex-Heat.
That's right. I can name ex. A Heat. Is there a Spaniard?
A swarthy type.
No. I think who you're thinking of is Bam Adebayo, but he's not.
No, he's not.
No, it's that guy that's really. He used to be really young, and he's a Heat. You know what I'm talking about?
Used to be young.
He used to be really young, and he was really good. I think Jimmy Butler used to like to play with him a lot. He has like a Spanish-sounding name. You know what I'm talking about?
I'll pull up the
roster. Look at the roster, or maybe he might be a Cavalier.
Okay, I can name two Heat players, both white. Tyler Hero, he's one of the best.
That's it. That's what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Tyler Hero. He's not. It's not a Hispanic sounding name.
Yeah, but he is white, so that's another white.
Okay, I know.
And there's Duncan Robinson. I named Bam Adebayo.
I don't know them.
I don't think I can name anyone else.
I can name one Nick, Jalen Brunson. And there's another really good player on there.
Carl Anthony Towns.
Okay. But they're in there. There's a third good player on there then. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd have to.
I can name one Hawk.
A Hawk.
A kid from Oklahoma.
Shoots the threes.
Yep.
Got him.
As the kids say less.
I cannot name a Raptor.
A son?
Oh, I can.
Durant is a son.
Okay, he's a son?
Kevin Durant. For now. Kevin Durant is a son.
I can name one Raptor. Grady Dick.
Grady Dick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because of his last name. Because early in the season, you know, the players will swap jerseys sometime.
Yeah. Everybody wanted a Dick jersey.
Well, he swapped with a guy whose last name was Black. So the picture of the two of them is them holding up two jerseys that say Black Dick.
All right. Well,
that's went everywhere. And of course,
I see. I think you can say that because it's real.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's last name is Black.
True.
And Dick.
Yeah.
I can name two Clippers.
Clippers.
Yeah, I can name.
Wait a minute. Let me name these two Clippers. James Harden, Kawhi Leonard. Does Kawhi Leonard play for the?
Yes.
Okay,
yes. That's.
Those are the.
Is
two.
that where Harden's playing now?
Yes.
Yeah,
it is.
Harden. James Harden.
Yeah, he's had kind of a resurgence season here too.
The only reason I can say that is because I was flipping around the other day, and it was an overtime against the Nuggets, and I watched the last 3 minutes of that game.
I put a little money on the Clippers to win the championship.
It's a smart bet.
They had terrible odds. I didn't
What?
put a little
bet.
money. Well, because they've had a really good season. They're kind of quiet, and everyone's playing well.
But they're from what I hear, there are two teams that are head and shoulders above the rest.
Oklahoma City,
Of course.
And Cleveland.
Yeah.
And
Well, but
really-
but in the East, isn't it Boston?
I'll tell you,
Their record isn't as good.
But don't you think when it gets to the final, Boston will?
I put a little money on Cleveland too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I probably should have taken it and put it on Boston because it's just different when you get to the playoffs. And I mean, even last night they played and they had no Jason Tatum, as we said.
They won.
And they won. And I mean, it's just they have so many guys that can just turn it on.
I think you made a smart bet with the Clippers because even though Oklahoma City is head and shoulders above everybody else, they're young and inexperienced in the playoffs. So I hear the Clippers could slip in there. So I mean, you get them at good odds.
And you got to lose 4 games.
Well, I know.
That's not.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to beat them 4 times.
I mean, of course. They would
And they have I mean, Denver, of course, has a championship pedigree too. I mean, they're not as good as they were, but
I don't believe they're going to get past the Clippers. They just fired their coach with 3 games left in the season.
that was weird.
That was very strange. I can name a Spur.
A Spur.
Guy used to play for Wake Forest who used to be young.
Tim Duncan.
No. Is it David Robinson?
They're retired.
George Gervin.
The Iceman.
I can name a Spur. No, that guy that our friend Doug hates because he left Wake Forest early. Chris Paul.
Okay, yeah.
Was he a Spur? Well, they got Wemby too.
Oh,
yeah.
I can name 2 Spurs. Yeah.
Yeah, Wemby was just voted. They always put out these at the end of the season. It's like the anonymous NBA player polls.
Yeah.
And he was voted like most likely to be face the league in 5 years. It's all from the players.
Huh.
Is that, you think that's the case? That he'll be face of the league?
If he stays healthy.
Well, you wouldn't go with that guy, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander from Oklahoma City?
I think he's great, but I don't know if he's
face of the league.
Yeah, they're talking about when you think NBA, you think of, and I think already, he's stayed healthy so far, so we'll see. You can probably guess what was voted the worst organization. This is an NBA anonymous player poll.
Worst?
Mavs?
No.
Although they just traded away their star.
The organization that they all consider the worst that you don't want to play for.
Not the Clippers.
Nope.
They used to be the Clippers.
No.
Who is it now?
Charlotte Hornets.
I forgot they had a team.
I can name a Hornet. Something Ball.
They got a ball.
They got a ball, but I don't know which one. LaMelo, Lamangelo. I don't know. I don't know which one it is.
LaMelo.
Okay. That's our NBA report.
Yeah. Hit the music.
Do we have music?
Give me the NBA music.
All right. Let's hit them. I'll have to use the old music because...
Now, those teams we can name.
You darn right. Jordan Pippen.
Yeah.
Luke Longley.
Yeah.
I can name those two.
Ron Harper.
Give me that. Paxson.